Hello everyone and welcome back to Vulcan Alpha and to a very exciting video because today we will be telling you more about our Lamborghini Urus off-road project. A quick rewind if you're tuning in for the very first time, a friend of ours, Connor, aka Camperghini, has reached out to us multiple months ago saying that he would like to have some off-road bumpers designed and engineered for his Lamborghini Urus. Now, we here at Vulcan Alpha specialize mostly for performance enhancing upgrades such as aerodynamics, spoilers, etc. and splitters. But before we even founded the company, he said, can you please do this for me before you guys are gonna get slammed in work? And this is something we decided to do. Anyway, we did this. In the past series of videos, we already shown you the 3D scanning the car, the design process, the customer or friend interaction, and the bumper has been picked up by Connor. We finished the design. The front bumper has been actually laser cut by our supplier, and he has taken it with him and also the files of the rear bumper that we will show to you later. And all installation and also fabrication of the rear bumper will be done by him. So make sure to tune into his YouTube channel, Instagram channels, where he will be doing all of that. So as of now, what you need to know, the design was done by us, and that's kind of it. Just one last thing before we're gonna show you the design that I want to say is, no, of course it's not street legal in Germany. It does not have TÜV. We could make TÜV approved stuff, but the car is registered in US, so or even if it will be registered in UK, we do not care. It's done to customer request, to specifications, also within limited budget. So of course we could have gone full crazy carbon fiber, CFD analysis and crash structure, of course. So we can do it something for you. It's done also to be functional, so it has modular design. So in case something breaks, it can be replaced almost immediately anywhere in the world by having the...
He has all the files.
All the files, etc. Basically, long story short, there were some requests, some limitations, and everything that has been done for a reason. And now let's talk about the actual design. Let's do a quick rundown of what we've done on the front.
So we already talked about the front, but to do a very quick showcase, basically he had, of course, his Lamborghini Urus. He wants to go off-roading with it. He's planning also to go into Africa with it. So he wants something very sturdy, but also that can withstand heat. So my design, I took all his, let's say, notes and tried to create something that could work in the environment that he was supposed to go through. So the idea was to, from a design standpoint, to keep the Lamborghini aesthetics, keep a bit of the lines. Of course, you're a bit, let's say, confined with how complex you can make a shape with sheet metal, with laser cut and bent. You know, nothing to be formed because it's super expensive. So to keep the cost down as much as possible for him, I tried to create a puzzle that can be assembled on the spot. So everything was laser cut. The lines, I tried to keep them with the flow of the car, and also I tried to keep as much airflow as possible.
But also, in case one of these bumpers or pieces gets damaged somewhere in Africa, it will be easy to replace.
Exactly. All the grills can be replaced. The skid plate can be replaced. These wear pads are polymer, so they can be taken off and replaced if necessary. The lights can be easily removed if one breaks. The top, for example, top LED lights, which is one here and two in the center and one on the other side, have some grills to protect them from the elements. Also, the parking sensors have been relocated to the original factory position and readjusted, so some custom mounts have been created to be glued in.
Together with it 3D printed?
Yes, we 3D print them in resin and then include them in the design. He wanted also to have a tow hitch at the front to apply his winch in case he got stuck. So I incorporated the design of the winch to not be shown because he didn't want a bulky, thing coming out.
Needs to be TÜV approved.
Yeah. So everything it's hidden, but it can be then with an extension. He can put his winch. He's gonna keep it on the roof of the Urus because he has a roof rack, and everything is tied up to the mounting locations on the original chassis, and also for keeping the strength as high as possible, but also to have less weight. And also to create some crumple zones, I cut out some pieces of the main structure. So if in a really big crash, let's say, not very big, because if it's a big crash, you throw away the car, but if in an event that he hits a really big boulder, of course, the bumper is strong enough to withstand some hits, but if he gets like a medium to big size one, the bumper is gonna actually crumble, but not the actual chassis of the car. And with steel, it's easily, let's say, replaceable. You can like heat it up and bend it back in. So I tried to recreate and create a system that can crumble before crumbling, bending the chassis. Now, this is the front. I'll open up back the full car. Let's see if I can take off the display mode. So yeah, this is more or less the aesthetics of the front. Tow hooks, so you can pull stuff with it. And then the problem was recreating this design to the rear. So everything that we learned from the front, we repurposed at the back. So if you can see, I'm gonna re-put the display with colors so you can see better what's happening. These bumperettes, I brought them back and you can see them at the back. So the same design, of course, reapplied to the rear, has been rediscovered. I tried to keep the body lines of the front and at the back to be synergic, but also at the back, the same as the front, he wanted some more approach angle. So I tried to scoop everything up. I actually gained a lot of space, as you can see. The rear is it's very high up in a very high angle, so he can approach boulders easier without smacking on stuff. The exhaust pipes are the lowest point. Unfortunately, I cannot extend it even more because then you're gonna have a problem with catching stuff from the front of the car. So what I decided to do is keep, also for cooling the diff and stuff, I decided to keep this an empty space and then protect the mufflers with an aluminum skid plate. So let's start with the most, let's say, intriguing part. So the Urus usually has four actually, side pipes. The only problem having them laying that low, you have a limited approach angle on boulder and stuff, so I decided to move them. The first idea that he had was to put them at the center like an Aventador or a Murcielago, so big center exhaust. Problem was he wanted also to have a tow hitch, and having a tow hitch and a center exhaust, it doesn't really go together. I decided to take inspiration from the SVJ. Of course, it's not the same, exact same, but you know, you need to have an idea. And we created a new exhaust system that still keeps the valves, the factory valves, but basically moves the tips from the sides to the center like an SVJ. So SVJ has two center-ish bumper center tips, and I tried to recreate the same aesthetics here, of course with sheet metal, so you cannot go crazy with the design, but I think it recreated quite good the aesthetic of the SVJ. Mufflers and exhaust have been remodeled to suit the spaces, not space because there's no space of the rear of the Urus, and also to increase approach angle. The bumper is designed in the same way as the front, but in this case, to increase the strength, we have two lower bumperettes that attach to the lower, most further out subframe bolts. These help for getting on stuff and not smashing the main bumper. And these skid skates, as I call them, help with protecting the main bumper from the big elements, the big impacts. There's some access holes so he can take it off easily. Everything has been laser cut and all the tabs have been created so that the fabrication can be a puzzle. Basically, you put them together and you weld them together. It's very, very easy. And so taking these off revealed the main bumper section. There's two covers here to gain access to the lower parts of the chassis where there's some cables and also some, for example, I think the air pump and the other sensors. So this is the scan. So with these lower covers, you take them off and you can show and gain access to all that part of the car. The main bumper is designed in a way that basically there's a main bone where the tow hitch is attached, and then there's a skin that you can take off with 6 main bolts, as you can see right here. So basically, to take it off, you take off the two lower covers, the main exhaust center cover, and basically what happens is the rear bumper comes off. Oh, there's also the lights, but the rear bumper comes off. So this is good because if he wants to work on the exhaust or he wants whatever, gain access to the rear, he doesn't have to take the whole thing off, but only the skin. So the exhaust and the hitch stays on, but the bumper can be taken off. The lights will and the sensor will have a main switch, you know, a main Deutsch connector, big round Deutsch connector that can be taken out. I mean, from the design, then he's gonna do whatever he wants. The lights have been integrated on the main element as the front. The only thing that I changed, because the rear bumper usually you're not gonna hit very hard at the top, so they don't actually have a grille, because of course the main high-speed objects are gonna go in the front and not at the back. I mean, if you go like 70 miles an hour in reverse, I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna clap on him. They're also easier to service. These are cheap small lights, you can pop them off and on. The sensors have been relocated with bespoke brackets. These are 3D printed, and everything is mounted to the original mounting spots, the same as for the front. Tow hitch, in this case, also because we had a very small volume of space to work with, unfortunately I couldn't close it off. So, but I mean, at the rear is a bit more, let's say, standard case to have the tow hitch protruding. So as you can see, there is a tow hitch protruding. It also can look like a third exhaust tip, but being very imaginative. Not the best renders, these are not meant to be. This is just to show off.
This is the final product.
This is the final, how it's supposed to be. Yes. So this is the final design. So I recreated for him also the roof rack as he requested. Front with the lights and the grills, and then let's go at the back.
It looks very badass.
Yeah. I tried to bring everything up to make it look wider, and
like
also,
a bulldog.
Exactly.
Like
of course, there's stuff here in the back.
Yeah, all the suspension components.
And stuff.
It's gonna be nice to see that.
Yeah. So everything is lifted up as for off-road, so it should give it a bit of a muscular look. This is all powder coated. I hope he has time to do that also. Yeah. I think that
should be it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Again, as mentioned, we're very much looking forward to see the finished project. It's now all in hands of Connor to actually assemble it, potentially powder coat it, and do whatever he wants with it, literally. Yeah. And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to seeing being used and abused. And I'm sure, being a typical YouTuber, he will be doing that. So give him a follow to see how it's going to be like. Let's see if we're going to be able to do a lap of the Nürburgring with it, maybe. Why not?
Did he let you in with the steel bumper?
I don't know. I mean, the car is US registered, so we've done as per customer requests. Whatever happens next.
Yeah. If someone wants, so as we've shown, if someone wants, we can actually do something for you, even if you're on the other side of the world.
Exactly.
And we can send it.
Exactly. So that's the main thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update and explanation. Again, just to summarize, customer is king. So it was done per his specifications. There was also budget involved. So of course we could have done full crazy carbon fiber and more. But somewhere you need to draw the line. And of course, it does not have TÜV because the car is US registered, and that's kind of it. So yeah, on to next video. So thanks for watching and see you then. Bye.